Now, I don't know about you, but from time to time, I've been to potlucks and banquets where there was a lot of food. As a matter of fact, there was so much food, people were begging each other to take stuff home. And then there were times I've been to a potluck or to a banquet, and I remember the kitchen staff praying what I imagined to be a prayer similar to that of Jesus. Please, Lord, multiply the food so that there is enough for everyone. I think we've all been there from time to time. I imagine that's what it was like the day Jesus turned to the disciples and he said, I want to make sure these people have a bite to eat before they go home. Now, the disciples open their wallets and they empty their pockets. And they know that they don't have enough money to buy food for what we think could have been 20,000 or more people that day. Now, I don't know about you, but I think sometimes we come down too hard on the disciples. They are simply looking at the situation and they know that they do not have the resources to do what Jesus is asking them to do. And Jesus knows that they don't have the resources either. And I think this is exactly the lesson Jesus had in mind for his disciples and for us today. When God asks us to do something, he's not asking us to depend on our resources, but his. All they had was 5 loaves of bread and a couple of small fish. What Jesus had was a father who just happens to own a heavenly bakery and a fish market that never runs out. So much so that by the time Jesus fills their baskets, they still had 12 baskets of bread and fish left over. You know, something to take with you on the way home. Now, when the people saw this, they started to connect the dots. First of all, this is a miracle. And secondly, only the Messiah could perform such a miracle. And then this Messiah could easily feed an army and maybe the entire nation. If Jesus had given the order, some, if not all of those people would have gone to Rome, war with Rome that day. But imagine their surprise when Jesus refused to lead such a revolt, but instead he sends them home. Why? Because they still had to learn who this man was. Yes, he was the Messiah, but instead of taking lives in a revolt, he came to give his life as a ransom for many. A lesson they were not yet willing to learn. Well, that was our nugget for today. Again, have a look at your lesson. We'll see you tomorrow.